G'day viewers. I made a little cartoon video a couple of years ago for first year apprentices on how to navigate AS3000. It was a little bit long-winded. It was to help them understand as to why they should read it and get to know it. I thought I'd do a quick video just to help us electricians with a bit of an idea on how to find things a bit quicker in the AS3000. Okay, the AS3000 is written in quite logical order, and I know you're going to want to throw something at the screen for me saying that, but just hear me out. Okay, the first section of the rule book is going to be just your standards. That's all, nothing else. We're not really going to go there for any answers on anything unless we want to know the definition of a word or fundamental principles or something like that. Okay, the rest of the book is split up in how you would wire up a building. And it'll start with the easiest one first. It'll start with something that's just got power and lights. That's it. And so if you can imagine just a shed. So the first few chapters are going to cover just on wiring up a shed. The next chapter is going to kick off with where we start when we're wiring up a building. And that's, we're going to start at the switchboard. So section 2 has to do with wiring up a switchboard. Anything in the switchboard you'll find in section 2. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do when you turn up on site, first job you're going to have is to rough it in. So we run the cables. So chapter 3 has everything to do with cables. You don't have to look anywhere else in the book. Okay, your next job on site is going to be to fit off. So the next section of the book is to do with fit offs, and that's appliances. Anything you need to know about appliances, if you want to find out what's the clearance for a downlight, then you'll find that in section 4. Okay, after that's done, you've got to make sure the MEN's connected. You've got to make sure all the earths are connected. So the next chapter, which is chapter 5, has to do with earthing. So you only got a few pages, 40, 50 pages is all you've got to actually find your answer. Okay, so now the shed's complete. If we then want to go on to a structure that is more difficult or has got more than what a shed would have, say a house, well, a house has laundry, bathroom, toilet, swimming pool, that kind of thing. So the next chapter will cover anything to do with dam situations. So we've only got those few pages to flick through if we want to find out anything about where we want to go and put a PowerPoint in relation to a laundry tub, say. Okay, so the house is done. So they're the chapters that deal with anything to do with domestic. But there's other things we could wire up. Boats, caravans, there's high voltage, hazardous areas, industrial. That kind of stuff will be in the next chapter, which is chapter 7. So we can go to chapter 7 for anything that's not to do with houses or sheds. Now, it's not going to tell you much, but it'll tell you where you can find more information. So the job's done, but we can't go home. There's something else we've got to do. So the last section in the rule book deals with the last thing we do before we go home, which is testing. So section 8 has everything to do with testing. And that's it. If you want to find something in the rule book, just consider the job you're doing as to where it would actually sit in order of wiring it up. Is it the switchboard, roughing it in, fit it off, making sure the MEN's connected, or if you're doing wet or damp areas, or if you're doing, say, a caravan or a boat. And then, of course, the last thing we do on the job is testing, and so it's the last section you'll find in the book. After that, it's appendices, which means extra information. Okay, hope that helps. See you tomorrow.